What is going on? It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News, the only live call-in show somewhere. Tonight we're going to be talking about the obvious event that has us all in our homes, and we're going to be talking about Atlas, and we're also going to be talking about everything else they don't want you talking about. We'll be right back right after this. Nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably from myself, Dex, or anyone else who works with the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. Thank you. All right. What is going on, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. Tonight, we are going to be talking about everything, and just so you know, and if you've never been here before, you can actually access every single article that we have here today on our website. If you've never been there before, it is marfooglenews.com, and when you get there, it's actually organized by thumbnail. So you will actually look for this thumbnail, and then once you click on it, you will actually get all of the articles, tweets, videos, and even callers. So we archive everything to make sure that you know where you're getting your news and where we're getting our news. Again, by the end of the show, we'll actually have all of the caller info down there as well. We might split this. We don't know yet. There's a chance if we get anything too hot for TV, then we might be extending past the Shoutro into D-Live, but we're not sure yet. We are now live on our backup channel, Marfoogle TV, which just surpassed 114,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for that. And then, of course, at 154,000 subscribers, we have Marfoogle News, where we put shorter edited videos that talk about some of the current events, some of the things going on here, and such. And if you've never been here before, this is a call-in. So the number you need to call is actually down here, and it's going to be scrolling by any second now. It is 224400 Marf. That scrolls by about every minute, and you'll be able to call that. There's also Marf is 6273. That's also down there as well later on. The chat, make sure that you are being respectful to the callers and other chatters. We're not here to debate. We're not here to argue. You can always state your opinion, but it should be a one-way thing out and not have negativity coming back in. If we're all doing it one way out and say, okay, I disagree, that's great. And that's why so many people are in this chat. It's positive no matter what you believe. The thing is outside of this show, we have enough people in our lifetime that think we're crazy for what we believe in. So this is kind of a safe spot for you to theorize and to talk about the things you notice and not worry about somebody, saying you're crazy or you're nuts. Well, guess what? Basically, everyone is saying, they're not saying we're nuts anymore. After all of this, after the whole planet has shut down, it's woken up a lot of people. In fact, normie people who would never think about this stuff are now sitting at home for hours a day, digging down these holes and actually finding all sorts of things that they would never believe before this happened. So with that being said, let's get right into it. It has been absolutely nuts. So as far as CV, T-Man has declared a major disaster in all 50 states at once. This is the first time in history, which is absolutely nuts. So I'm going to bring in Dex, and we're going to introduce Dex helps produce the show. He co-hosts and he screens your calls. Dex, what do you think about this?
Well, it is a big it is a momentous occasion, but not necessarily something we really wanted to have happen, right? And nor do I think even any president would have wanted to be in this situation. But obviously, the way this pandemic is playing out, it's definitely hitting all the states, and now it's to the point where he has had to declare this. So, kind of a big deal, really big deal.
And with the one thing I don't get though, so if he's declaring a major disaster in all 50 states, but not all 50 states are actually in shelter in place. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, but I think that what it is every one of the states has declared it, and he has to acknowledge it and declare it, right? So the governor of a state will do it, and then he does it. So all the states have been doing it over time. Like your state did it really early, and my state did it not too long ago. So Wyoming was the last state to do it. So now that makes all 50. It's the first time all 50 have been in this disaster state of emergency.
And as far as the state of emergency, that also opens up a whole other door of all the things that he can actually do now that this is a state of emergency situation. So just to show you, there's more access, and there's more access to the states as well, but there's more power involved. It says, President T issued a major disaster declaration for Wyoming on Saturday, meaning that there is now such a declaration within all 50 states due to the CV pandemic. It says that this is the first time a president has ever declared a major disaster in all 50 states at once, according to Deputy Press Secretary Judd Deere. So that is a huge deal. This is, now we have cases surpassing 1.75 million, according to them, of course. So we will see. CV found in air samples up to 13 feet from patients. So these are all backed up. This is all approved news. So you know that this is actually what the mainstream is saying. This isn't, what do you call it? The Inquirer saying something. Does that mean that I'll just leave it up to you? Anybody that watches this show knows that we not only talk about the MSM, but we then talk about it. We actually go into it. We pick it apart. We talk about if we see it as correct. So again, if you don't know what is going on, if you don't know what they are saying, then you are going to be behind and you're not going to know what's going to hit you. A good example of this is if you weren't following the MSM, then all of a sudden you might get pulled over and given or arrested for something you didn't know was a crime. We need to be following all the law changes. We need to be following what they are putting out to the public because everyone should be informed on this stuff. That's why anyone who has watched this show for any amount of time knows that we have basically every single day that we are there, even if we take a 2-day break, we compile those 2 days of news into something that is consumable for you guys. It takes anywhere from 8 to 12 hours to put on any one of these shows, including listing all of these things online. Dex does a great job doing the tech side of this. So it's a lot of work putting this together for you guys. So again, use it. Go back to our old videos. You can actually archive and then go back through the articles that we've put together. Because once you're caught up, like some of these folks have said that they've gone through the old stuff, they understand what's going on right now. And parts of it, obviously, we get hit right in the side of the head with stuff we did not expect. This Atlas, if Atlas is not the one, I now know, and I'm going to say it for the rest of the time period, that I know that there is something, that there is a money trail to prepare for. They're essentially preparing for the aftermath of something. So what is that? If you're new and you've never been here and you're like, whoa, what? There is a paper trail that says that they are preparing for something from space to do some sort of effect on Earth, or possibly do some sort of effect on Earth. So what might that be? Is it 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Why is it urgent? Why is it going across desks right now? Especially when we have something half the size of the sun. Technically, they say that the tail is like another half the size of the sun. So something as large as the sun coming less than 2 astronomical units away is that the one that's going to affect us? It's coming in April 29th. So we don't know what's going to happen. And then, by the way, it does loop back around, and then we are going to be going past, and we could actually go through the tail twice, right? Or not go through it, but essentially it's going to go past and then back. So it's going to loop around. We showed that yesterday. I would definitely go back to the last show we did on both YouTube and DLive. It was pretty nuts. Now, and we're going to get into that here in a minute. Scott Gottlieb says CV would have been far worse than the Spanish flu if it appeared in 1918. I thought this was the weirdest thing to say. They essentially said that this would have been worse back then, when everyone has said essentially the opposite of that. Because now we have travel, we have planes, we have trains, we have automobiles, we have all of these new this worldwide network of people going from country to country to country to country. In fact, we have a city in the sky at any given time during normal seasons, and before all these flights were stopped and half of these flights were taken down. At any given time, there's millions of people 35,000 feet up in the air traveling somewhere. It really is crazy to think about that. There's literally constantly people flying in the sky all over the world. And now there's really not. Everybody is now sheltered in place, and some question why. But they say, apparently, they said, I think that given the profile of this virus, it's likely that it would have been far worse than the Spanish flu if the CV had originated in 1918 with the medical capacities at that time. Says, I think it's reasonable to surmise that anyone who gets admitted a prolonged ICU stay with CV, who ends up getting intubated or getting prolonged critical care, that's probably someone who would have passed from the Spanish flu. So they're essentially saying that all of those people that have sat on the advanced machinery would have basically been gone. There's a lot more to this that we're going to go over on DLive only, and the reason why is because I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about some of the recent things coming out of senators' mouths, lots of crazy things, and those kind of things are now basically being deleted. So we'll talk about that later. CV patients report strange new symptom, fizzing. And what is fizzing? Fizzing is some sort of vibration or buzzing sensation throughout their entire body if they have this. It's not their cell phone in their pocket. It's the CV affecting their body, essentially. And I'll tell you why I think that this is. And we said this 2.5 months ago because there is a real thing there. And there's also this thing out there, if you know what I mean, that looks very designed, right? It says the side effect reported by patients sharing their symptoms on Twitter is now being described as fizzing and is one of the more mysterious marks of the illness. Also, they said that it has a 1 in 3 chance of getting rid of your smell, a loss of smell and taste. So essentially, you won't do that. It says strokes and seizures, and for some, no symptoms at all. So I'll show you why I think, again, this. Dex, isn't it funny that they're now saying this when this would have been deleted 2 months ago? When we saw the videos?
Talked about this a long time ago, and yeah, we had to pull back on some of that stuff.
We were in January saying this because we saw the, essentially, I'll just show you, that was happening in other countries. And we said it was neurological, central nervous system type stuff. That would have gotten us any kind of, harsh punishment. Now, this is from the New York Post. It says, some patients may suffer neurological problems such as dizziness, headaches, and impaired consciousness, according to a study released Friday. The study, conducted by several researchers over there, examined the symptoms of 214 CV patients and found that nearly half of those with severe cases had neurological issues. Well, of course, because this thing was designed. So what do you guys think? I'm going to pop over to the chat. I want to hear what you guys actually do think of this. I really do think it's important as far as everything that's going on right now to get kind of a general consensus. That's another thing. We have to be talking about this kind of stuff. Now, Dex, we're going to be taking calls. Remember to call in at 224-400-MARF. We encourage, if you've never called in before, to do so. Make sure that you press option 4. Let's see if we can do this real quick. Hold on. Let's see here. Let's see this. Hold on, guys. I'm going to pull this up so I can see. Jihadic says this is not a hoax. Well, I would say no. Part of it's not. No. In fact, I'll tell you guys some stuff when we get over to the other one. Looks like we have over almost 5,000 over on DLive. Thank you guys for stopping by. Let me make sure that we have the the chat here going. Boom, boom. Pull that over there. And it says, William Fox, thank you. It says, Jesus is King of Kings. He has risen. God bless. Bob Tom just super chatted, says, we are in Arkansas, still working. I want a, quote, survived the sea shirt if I live. Cody Jones, thank you for your support. Vaneki Patashio. V-Rocks Pit, what's going on? It says, evening, Fooglites and Marfia. Adam, I sent you an email today. Did you get it? I have not seen one yet, so I will make sure to check. Thank you, Vaneki, for your ongoing support, and thank you for being a part of the fam, being an awesome creator. You guys can just click on his name and get to his channel. John from West Virginia. I don't know if you're related to West Virginia Prepared Mind, but what's going on? And then we've got a lot of new followers, too many to list, actually. But I'll just name a few. Calvin Cheney, Sharon Rochelle, Pamela Robinson, 369 Maria, His Heart has subscribed. What's going on? Ed Cox, Chad Sweet, Mark Allen Scaley, Kevin Nichols, Ristaka, Melissa Foster, Craig Channel, Dinah Clean, Carpet Cleaning, Herd Bowl. No, thank you. So if you are watching right now and you are not subscribed, make sure to check that bell down there and make sure to check all notifications. Otherwise, you will not get them. Let's see here. We've got I'm a Lady. Aim a Lady. Thank you so much for the diamond. Queen Fisher RN, thank you for coming tonight. Amy, a.k.a. Mini70, says a great point. We will survive CV 2020. I'm not, I know we're going to survive the CV, that's for sure. Crazy Taco, God bless everyone. Get vegetable seeds before gone. Another thing is the way that they were holding those seeds back really freaked a lot of people out. And they said it was because they weren't essential. I'm sorry, but they should make a few things essential, period. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. They've closed down all the telescopes for whatever reason. Think about that. Telescopes all over the world are needed as far as, science and as far as accepted facts is that we need those watching at all times for objects coming towards Earth. It's just, it's an accepted thing. Like we've opened up all of these things. All of those are closed right now. They're saying that they're still watching out for dangerous, and I'll tell you that in a minute, but it doesn't make any sense. Crazy Taco, thank you again. Debbie O, I appreciate that. That is very nice of you. It says, did you get my email about the Fed takes hospitals PPE? That's weird. No, I will check it out. Yeshua Shofar, blessed Easter, Marf, and Dex. It would be more. And here's another weird thing. You guys don't really care about this, but a lot of the people in America did not get payments from DLive, which I thought was absolutely crazy. They don't even know where it is. And I'm almost thinking that DLive uses a vendor in China or something. And what kind of makes me weird about this is that they don't know where it's at. Are they actually holding back international companies from paying people here? Is the U.S. government somehow involved in that? I just thought that was super, super weird. Only the U.S. creators are affected by that, right? And, now is not the time to not have something come in when you need it. Amaria 0513, MD Moses, thank you for celebrating a 2-month sub streak. I appreciate that. And thank you guys for all the Easter wishes. That's really appreciated. Most people are doing it. Dex, you said that you are kind of you're going to have like your kids in your driveway or something. Is that what's going on?
Yeah. We're trying to do, I'm just trying to have my kids over just so we can have some food together and break bread. But we are definitely distancing outside. We're going to sit out back and separate ourselves by some distance because they're young kids and they're probably,
they're not
germ
paying.
Factories.
Yeah, they're not doing what most of them aren't.
Like me. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing.
But I want to see them.
There is a real thing out there, and I gave my opinion on that on the other show. But again, we're here to talk about all of the different theories and all the different things. Tower Bear over on DLive says, starting to think T-Man is a part of the one world government, still working, and lots of people roaming around. Another thing, they're still putting up towers and things, so I'll talk about that later as well. Nigel's view on things. I've been watching your videos too. Again, some would think they watch you and they watch me and they say those guys have completely opposite views. I actually don't think so. I agree with a lot of the stuff you say, but I also appreciate the way you put your stuff out there. So you're just very straight up. So if you guys haven't checked out Nigel's view on things, he's got a great channel. Same with Chance Paladin. You guys are all very, very awesome people. Global Impact says, thanks for having me on last night. That's, anybody is welcome to call in. 224400 Marf. And then let's see. RCFJ. People, no joke, lost my husband to the virus. So RCFJ, I would love to talk to you off air and get some details about that. I am so sorry for your loss of your husband there. And don't say anything about it, people. I know people have the thing right now to say, oh, no, it's not. When I said that we knew somebody who died of it, so many people go, what's their name? What's it? Why would I tell you my personal friend's name so you can go search them up? Like, your internet world, like, why would you ask that? If your mom died, I wouldn't go, what is her name? What's her address? Like, that's just creepy. But again, be nice to, again, they're here for a reason. So again, they could, I'll talk about it later, and I'll talk about it on the next unfiltered show, because we've got senators saying some things that would make kind of sense. Juan Panda, what do you think about Real London with Icke? It has been basically knocked off of every platform. I heard even Vimeo was going to take away accounts that were putting it up. I don't know if that's true. I haven't watched the full 2.5 hours. What did you think about it, Dex, since you watched that whole 2.5 hour special? You said it was pretty fascinating.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, Adam. Which 2-hour special?
Icke.
Oh, yeah, it was. A lot of stuff I couldn't say here, but he definitely asks some really good questions. He draws some really decent conclusions on how things are happening, and how some of the things that we see happening, and we've even seen in the news, like the reports of how they're coding CV, and how they would code anybody that has CV, no matter what, things like that, but also who controls those codes and how those codes are made. and what they can do to, I guess, adjust the numbers. I'm trying to avoid the words that would trigger, but as it relates to this. So that's one of the big things he talks about. He also talks about other topics like the wireless technology I don't want to bring up at all, and things like that. So really good interview.
Yeah,
and not only that, you can't find it or you can, but it's really hard because it keeps getting knocked off. The major media company out of the UK that begins with a B doesn't want it out there. They keep knocking it down. The major platform that we're on here keeps knocking it down. So,
well, and then that is because
we have a copy.
The massive. So yes, and so if you guys are interested, that's the thing. People have looked at previous Icke stuff, and they don't agree with some of the stuff, but you have to look at that. And from what I've heard, when you watch the whole thing through, he does take a massive amount of facts that wouldn't be able to be taken out of context, and how it's put together, how he talks about it, and how it works is something that should be passed along. So we do have a copy of that. We thought about actually playing it on DLive. If you guys want to see us share that, they said that we could. So if you wanted to see that thing in entirety over here on DLive, please let us know in chat. And Dex, if you could just check kind of what the votes are of that, if you want us to play that over there in an entirety. So I'm going to go into this. Sneeze guards and temperature checks are the new normal for U.S. retail. This is exactly what we saw 4 months ago in other countries, but people actually said when this first started out, we'll never get like that here. Talking about temperature checks by an employee at Starbucks, or a temperature check going into Walmart or Target. That is starting to happen, and that is already in the country. It's very, in fact, it was standard even a month ago for drivers. So if you were a driver of a truck, my family member, wife's family member, essentially he was getting checked at every hospital, every business that he went to when he was dropping off food. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So that is the new name, or the new normal. Each day before 350 employees at Fresh and Lean enter the company's food preparation center in Anaheim, California, they fill out a health questionnaire and have their temperature taken. Wow. So they fill out a questionnaire before they start work each day and get their temperature taken. Anyone with symptoms, even if they seem like seasonal allergies, is asked to take paid emergency sick leave. Inside, workers are spaced widely apart and wear gloves and masks to prepare food for delivery. This week, employees received $1 an hour raise just for coming in, since demand for mail order meals has surged with the many people at home. So I've talked to a couple grocery store workers, and they said that one of them said that they're getting 75-cent raise temporarily. That's nothing, especially here. Like, I'm sorry, but these companies need to reprioritize. Even if there was nothing out there, if they're the ones doing this out there, if they're the ones that are kind of the, I guess, putting their faces out there, no matter what it is, because I think there is something released out there, why are they not getting paid like double time or something? I know instead of that corporate structure getting so much of that, if they chop that down a little bit. You guys, that's the second day in a row I've had stuff fall off. We're having vibrations here in Seattle. I'm telling you, and they're not. I don't even know what that was. Some of you might even be able to rewind. Telling you. The bird's knocked over. Let me see if. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is knocked over. That is so weird. So flippin' weird. Anyways, sorry, I totally got... this is a live show, so you never know what's going to happen. I remember in the early days, I would be there, sitting there in the... one time, the entire stage fell on my head, and the sound went out, so everybody's, like, watching me and, like, basically saying, ow, 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 jump around. That was pretty funny. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. Actually, there was twice. One of them was a light, and then one of them was my whole background, including a fake wood background that fell on me, and the green screen, and my mic stand. It all hit me in the face. That's why people watch, I think. Anyways, sorry, now I'm totally off track. Anyone with symptoms, even if they have seasonal... So if they got a runny nose, they're going to be... you go home. I guess that's a good thing for us, as far as like the people ordering the food. I thought okay, so this is so stupid. So we did order a pizza the other night, and here's what I think is really weird. Little Caesars and other places, Little Caesars, especially around here, never delivered, but now they're doing delivery, but they came out with this machine. It's a vending machine, and they have it everywhere now. If this is only going to be a couple more weeks or a month or whatever, how did they come up with these contactless machines so fast? They don't have ventilators in places, but they can make, for their company, this custom machine that's designed so you do your card and take pizzas out and everything else. How did they do that so fast? Do you guys know? I mean, like, isn't that weird?
I have a thought on it. I mean, yeah, it is really weird, and it's something to consider. But I also think that there's a lot of startup technology that's out there, and a lot of people that have created all sorts of weird gadgets like this. And this is just an ideal opportunity for them to actually turn them loose.
Okay.
And they quickly gobble some of that stuff up. They're like, oh, we could actually use that. Let's put that in now. And we'll go stick it in major cities and major locations and start trialing it.
Okay, fair enough. But as far as like, so the machines, not only that, contactless delivery by Domino's, the dumbest thing ever. So the guy with his hands takes out the box. They waste an empty box to put it on your porch, and then they literally just stand back 10 feet and wait for you to grab all the stuff. But it's not contactless. One, you're grabbing all the stuff they're grabbing, and two, every single person is paying in freaking credit card. You have to sign the damn ticket. So then he had his pen and, or whatever. So technically you can use your own pen, right? But you have to sit there and you still do this little interaction. I was thinking it's not contactless. You're still there and you're still touching everything. And the guy wasn't wearing gloves or anything. So if you touched all the boxes that I now have to pick up and take inside, then it just doesn't... I just thought it was kind of dumb.
My delivery told us in advance to bring your own pen to the door. And then when they did come to the door, I told the guy, I said, just scribble on it. That's all I'm going to do. So what's the difference? So he just scribbled on it.
Yeah, he'll scribble himself a $50 tip.
No, I already had the tip included, so it was already printed.
Oh, no, they didn't do that. And then I thought that was kind of funny. And then if you paid cash, I guess, and then they would actually have to like exchange stuff. But I don't know. I just thought it was weird. And then the machines that they have, the way that they did that so fast, why would they buy these expensive vending machines unless they're going to keep this going way, way longer? Like way, way longer. Anyways. If you guys want to support us in a different way and protect yourself, this is getting down to the wire where we have no idea what's going to happen next. EMP Shield has worked with the DoD, Department of Defense, DHS, Department of Homeland Security, and they are now officially a part of the DEMSO team protecting the Texas grid. So this isn't just some like little gadget company. This is a contracted company that actually protects those guys. So if those guys are protecting their gear with this, then why shouldn't we? I always say don't expect somebody else to protect you. Don't expect somebody else to make that choice or be the superhero. first off, this essentially grounds the signal of not only an EMP, all three phases, E1, E2, and E3, but it also grounds a signal from a coronal mass ejection, so a solar wave, kind of like the 4 that just hit us. If we do have a major one, which they say happens about every 100 years, it's been about 100 years, it could knock out our entire grid. It could knock out local grids. It could lock out a lot of stuff. So again, I tell you guys, please, even if you don't get this through us, go around us, go to their website without us and get it without putting our code in. You guys should have some sort of EMP protection. You can't put your house in a Faraday cage, so you might as well do the next best thing. The contest is now over, so they're going to be doing the names. Somebody said that they won, but that was not true. I don't know what that was. There's 3 winners. They get 3 devices. This is something that will protect against these things. Again, they're keystone tested by the military. So, and then if you want to go through us, though, it helps us. A chunk of the purchase price, one, you get it removed, so you get a discount. And on top of that, they help us out. So marfooglenews.com/EMP. Otherwise, go around us. You can go to empshield.com and then not put our code in. But it's much easier if you just do it this way. marfooglenews.com/EMP. All right, and then we're going to hit some others here. Look at this. Okay, so it says that Walmart, Costco, Target are barred from selling non-essential items such as clothing and electronics. Okay, how the hell is clothing not essential? Dex, do you have any idea? Why in the F would they say that clothing is not essential? Those are necessities for human beings. It's absolutely nuts.
Adam, that's nuts. I mean, I watched a video today of somebody, they were walking around, I guess it was Walmart. It looked like that. And the whole thing's roped off, right? All these different things from seeds to, car parts to all these, you couldn't get paint to do a project. You couldn't get a lot of things that you think you would be able to buy, you can't buy.
I don't understand why they wouldn't want the economy. See, that's the thing. That's kind of another precursor right there. They're saying they're roping all this off. And by the way, it's going to come to a state near you. I bet you. So if you need something like a VCR, a VCR, yeah, like you're.
Can you tell me where to find one of those? I got some old tapes.
Right when I said it, I was like, what am I saying? A VCR.
Yeah, that's what you're filming on, right? You got VHS camera rolling in the background there?
Yeah, if you're going to get yourself a mini disc or a floppy disk, you got to go to, no, I'm sorry. If you want to get yourself a DVD player, and DVD is almost like out of there too. Now they're like past Blu-ray. They're on like just touch it player. You just touch it and it uses your sweat to start the video.
Well, I think the thing that I'm curious is, are they trying to prevent people from getting this, or are they just trying to prevent them from getting it in the store? In other words, can you still buy those same products online from that store? Because like I know, Walmart, for example, has a brick and mortar store, and maybe you can't go in there and buy certain things, but can you turn around and buy it online and have it delivered to your house? If that's the case, then maybe they're really just doing one angle.
No.
If
because
you can't even buy it online,
deliveries. Look at that.
Yeah.
And then what they say is they go, the UPS guys are saying they're striking because they don't want to put their lives in danger because of what they're seeing out there, saying, everybody, UPS workers are 99% more likely to get it. Then they go, I want to strike. I'm not doing this. Then they say, well, we're not going to put somebody's life at risk for a nail file or for a blouse, right? So then they don't deliver it, or they say it will take 3 to 6 weeks to get your item. Amazon has done that, where they say there is essentially, chopping back. There's no like 2-day, 1-day delivery. We're not going to put our drivers in danger to go deliver something like a a Lego set or something. So this is I don't know. I don't understand it. I do get it in the one way. People, what they were doing, and this is like this Jack that was walking in. He's a guy, probably 38. He's got his little 1-year-old, and they're not wearing any kind of protective gear. 1-year-old, the 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and like a 8-year-old. And he's walking in with his wife. They're all smiling. The kids are running around. I'm like, what are you doing? It's not like they don't know. Like they just got off of a spaceship and didn't know what's going on. They're purposely taking their kids out to the store as like their get out thing. And I'm just like, that's just dumb. You know why? Not because I'm saying, oh, now you're going to get this. Because they're going to use that as an excuse to say, now you can't buy your blouse, or you can't buy shoes. You can't buy entertainment for your kids. You can't buy a toy for your kids. Because these people are using it as an excuse to just get out of the house. So don't do that. If you're going for something, if your state doesn't have it yet, don't give them an excuse. If you're going to, get in, get out. The grocery store or the Costco is not the hangout spot. And I know a lot of people have done it. What we do is if we do have to bring the kids, because we've got 3 and we've got a newborn, is I stay out in the car and she'll go in and vice versa. So we'll always have the kids in the car and we get fully geared up, because I don't care even if it's 1% possible it's real. I'm not going to put my family at risk. Now, it says these stores, which have been allowed to stay open during state lockdowns because they sell groceries or offer pharmacy services, for example, are now required in some parts of the U.S. to remove non-essential items or rope off areas of the store so customers can't access the product. You know what that's going to start causing too? They're going to start going in there and just grabbing the item and walking out and saying F you. Or go in there with a bunch of people and just grab TVs or grab whatever. People are going to start to get pissed off if you take away everything that entertains people or anything like that. And here's another thing. I didn't talk about it. I think I did mention it on our other show. People are robbing each other in midday, knowing those people are home. This is happening locally here. So it's not the best neighborhood, but it's not the worst either. This isn't the ghetto I'm talking about. This is kind of a, just right there in the middle. Not quite the ghetto, but not quite a suburb. They're literally going around and robbing houses with people home at gunpoint. So things like this, as this goes on, and we have however many millions of people with no job. In fact, my neighbor, 7 people live in that house, all roommates, in a 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom house. All of them were servers. They knew each other through restaurants. All of them are on unemployment, getting $200 a month. All 7 of them, if you take in $2,500 rent, and actually, that's a guess. It's probably more than that for a 5-bedroom. Even if they all get the unemployment, they won't even be halfway to rent. That's nuts. What is going to happen next month and the month after? And you know what is really kind of crappy in my book is that all these homeowners that are renting out their houses, they are getting a deferred for 6 months, so they don't have to pay. There's a few exceptions. Some people are saying, yes, it will get deferred, but you have to pay it in a lump sum at the end. But some of these are getting a 6-month deferral, and it goes on to the end of their loan, so the next 6 months they're not paying. Well, they're not passing it on to the people they're renting to. That's pretty screwed up. So what's going to happen is they're going to accrue that as well, but the people renting are going to be really screwed, and people are going to start to get desperate. And the amount of evictions, we covered this story the other day, the amount of evictions that are going to come after this is done, hopefully it is done at some point, are going to be astronomical. Court is going to be, from open to close, evictions. Already. Like, we're already at that point. Because people, imagine, how many people have you heard say, like, oh, I live paycheck to paycheck? How many of you are living paycheck to paycheck? And then all of a sudden that dries up? Well, it's been at least 2 Fridays. That's 2 paychecks. Imagine 6 paychecks and 8 paychecks away, and we're all on unemployment. That's a scary scenario, people. So maybe there's some back way why they're doing that. Stopping the sale of regular things. Maybe they're forcing you to save your money. Maybe they're forcing you to have some money on hand because they know people aren't good with money, and they're gonna buy that. Buy 6 cute tops for the summer. And maybe they know that you're not going to have cute tops for summer because you're going to need a roof over your head. I don't know. Hit by virus. Pentagon warns enemies, don't test us. Basically, our entire country just went. If you were listening to only the audio, then you would not get that. With an aircraft carrier forced into port and staff at bases handling nuclear missiles hit by CV, the U.S. military wants rivals to understand, don't test us. We have not been weakened. It says statement after statement from the Pentagon has sought to deliver that message amid questions this week over whether the U.S. fighting force can maintain full readiness with cases among service members now at 2,000, which that's total BS. I don't even know why they're even throwing out a number for service members, because they said that they're not showing service member numbers. So I don't know even how that makes sense. It says we're still capable and we're still ready no matter what the threat. Joint Chiefs Chairman General Mark Milley, who we've seen a whole lot of lately, said on Thursday. He says, I wouldn't want any mixed messages going out there to my adversaries that they can take advantage of an opportunity, if you will, at a time of crisis. That would be a terrible and tragic mistake if they thought that. So, yeah. Look at this. So it says, unlike rivals, Russia, China, and this one, the U.S. Defense Department has tried to be transparent about the outbreak, publishing daily totals of, in fact, among its troops, civilian workers, and families. They're not exactly doing that. And you know what? Russia is not almost at all. Like, they're really clamping down on what their numbers are. China, no. We have no idea. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually much, much worse than, what they say their normal numbers are. But we'll see. We will see. If you guys want to support us in a different way and help yourself, if you guys haven't grounding is actually really awesome. People have been doing this as long as I've been alive. All you have to do is ask somebody that is in chat what this is about. But again, it's essentially a mat that goes on your bed, or the one that I got, and you sleep on it, and that's it. It actually plugs in and it's ground. You don't feel, it's not like you're getting shocked or anything. It's literally, it feels like you're laying on a cold, out like grass. I don't know. I can't explain it. But what grounding does is it helps with inflammation, and it is absolutely amazing. The coolest part too is you don't have to buy any of these products to do it. You can go out in your yard right now and stand there. It sounds crazy until you know the science of it. There's 25 medical studies that back it up. Essentially, we are electricity. Our brains, our hearts are actually sending electrical impulses. Our central nervous system, our entire body is electric. And they can tell a difference between somebody standing barefoot on the earth, somebody who's grounded, and somebody who has rubber sole shoes, which block that ground. So, again, I would watch the movie once you did. You'll definitely want to do it. This is another thing. Like, if you want to do it separately from us, go ahead. We give you the ability to. If you want to go through us, go to marfooglenews.com/earthing. It helps the channel, and it will help you sleep. It will help inflammation, arthritis, pain and stress. Digestion is the big thing. It changed with me. Sleep and digestion. I used to do this show at 2:30 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning, until I started doing it. So anyways, marfooglenews.com/earthing. And let's see. Kentucky governor explains why cops will track down Easter worshipers using license plates. What we're asking is love your neighbor. So what this goes over is it says police will be monitoring and recording the license plate numbers of people who choose to attend, quote, mass gatherings like Easter church service, and then health officials will be dispatched to their homes to put them in a 14-day self-quarantine. Do you get that? Look at this. Then health officials will be dispatched to their home to put them into a 14-day self-quarantine. What does that mean? Are they going to put like caution tape around your house? Or are they going to do what they did over in China and put the bars? Do you guys remember that? We saw the video of them putting bars physically over the doors so they couldn't get out. That's nuts. So they'll go. They won't cause any trouble at the church. They're going to go like this. All right. Yeah, we got 5-9er. Just imagine if somebody went to church in a stolen Honda. I think it's just crazy. I think it's crazy what they're doing right now with technology, with the tracking, with the technology, with the license plates, with going and grabbing people. It just shows you like it's almost an illusion that we do have rights, because any one of the rights that we think we have can just be deleted if they say something else. Any right could have basically something negate it if there's a situation, and then that situation can actually be made, or it can be just completely on the spot. So you have rights, which is crazy. You can't have both, right? If you had rights, then they would never be able to do any kind of enforcement of any of this stuff. So do we really have rights? As far as like the Guantanamo Bay stuff, as far as what happened after 2001, where they can take you, hide you, never take you to court, nothing, if there's a certain accusation there. And what's to stop them from making an accusation to anybody? Same thing here. They could say, because we don't have the ability to go, oh yeah, I took a test and I got 2 blue lines for CV. You can't do it yourself. So essentially they can say, anybody, just saying. Okay, so now we're going to get into the space stuff. I'm going to go back to chat real quick. Over on YouTube, thank you guys. Home base, Vigilant Blade says correction, out of shadow. Out of shadow. And I just said some out of shadow. I don't know. Ilea, isn't incubation up to 27 days? So yes, Ilea, that's, and I'll talk about this over on our D-Live only show. That's why I heavily think that this is, was kind of wrote up on a whiteboard. 27 days, that's like yeah. Christina Barnhart, thank you for following. I appreciate that. Vigilant Blade again says, check out on YouTube Out of the Shadow. Great work, dark to light. I will check that out, Vigilant Blade. I normally don't get a suggestion that I haven't seen. Never heard of that. Bethy June 1, thank you, says, if anyone is still searching for seeds, they had plenty at Meteor here in Indiana. Meteor. I've never heard of Meteor either. If you're in Indiana, you might know what that is. Sandra says, hey, Adam, what's wrong with cute tops, LOL? Nothing's wrong, Sandra. You get them cute tops. You get tons of cute tops. But the government will come and track you to your house and keep your cute tops in a 14-day self-quarantine. Ilea says, my kid's DVD player broke yesterday. Amazon delivery is 3 weeks out and Walmart is off limits. It's all quite vexing. See what I mean? Do you get, you've got kids, you can't buy a board game, you can't buy anything other than what you have, and you can't buy a DVD player. Like, it's not even 3 weeks. I bet you if you order it, you won't, they just keep pushing that back. Are you really going to get, even if you order something and it says 3 weeks, they could just literally put a notice out and say, no, you're not getting it. That's what's really freaky about this. Jessica Harrison, thank you. Little Black Dress says, thanks for all you do, Marf. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And I've never seen your name before, again, with Jessica Harrison and Little Black Dress. So nice to meet you. I'd love for you to call in sometime. YCM, Jules B, thank you for your super chat. You can always write a message with that. I'd love to have you read a comment or something. Uncommon Core Sense, thank you. Capricorn Prince, thank you for following. And then Herd Bull says, he has risen. Praise to the Savior Jesus Christ. Do not fear. We are victorious in Christ. God bless Marf and Dex. Thank you, Herd Bull, and thank you for coming to almost all the shows. Thank you for being here. Same with Susan Donahue. Many thanks and much love. Keep your vibe high and stay strong. Courage is contagious. We're all in this together. Susan, you're awesome, and I love that your sayings actually carry over into other chats too. Literally, like the Foogle fam takes your sayings and they post them. Awesome. Susan is a great person. Thank you so much for supporting us, even through hard times. I'm sure it's a hard time for you too, so just do whatever you can. Craig Bodkin, Carol L. Higginson, thank you guys for supporting. Bob Tom, thank you for supporting. Says, I'm sorry, Adam, just popped in. Didn't know you were live. Okay, we'll call it the Big C. Awesome, Bob Tom. Thank you. That's actually great. You know what I'm talking about. Northern Tiger from Canada, thank you. Stargazer, a big thanks to you, Adam, Dex, and all the mods for keeping us well informed. Practically Practical says, thanks, Marf. Trying to call in. Always busy. You shouldn't be getting a busy. You should be getting, I would definitely try to hang up and call again. Linda G, William Fox, Jesus is King, King of Kings. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. Lyriad's meteor shower. How, when, and where to watch the amazing phenomenon this month. So this is something that's every year, right, Dex? The Lyriads is in fact, I think I covered it last year too. But it says while you're cooped up at home and waiting for this pandemic to subside, you can revel in the wonders of nature as it puts on a wonderful show for the world. Everyone's at home and the skies are relatively clear. So you can be sure to witness the annual Lyrids meteor shower. So I actually went out taking video and time lapses of this last year. And it's actually pretty crazy. It's already been a year because it doesn't seem like that long ago. This one was pretty good last year, but there was so many clouds in the sky. I had to drive like 60 miles just to find a place to see it. What was your experience last year? This year, we might not only see a shower, and I don't know if they're like trying to, I just hope it's just a shower. I hope it's not a bath, if you get what I'm saying. It says it is one of the smaller meteor showers that occur every year, comprising some 20 visible meteors an hour at its peak. So it's not like 100 or 300 like some of the bigger ones that come by every once in a while. This one is a pretty good one, though. So make sure to check it out. This one, so check out Elon Musk's tweet. Dex, I would love to hear your opinion on this, and then I was going to read some of the responses from this. It says it has a meteor, Earth in the background. Somebody on the moon says, "Oh God, the economy."
So, come on, Adam. This is, in my opinion, like just yesterday, given the topic we were talking about, right? Like all of a sudden, the same day, this person puts out a tweet that has, you know, an asteroid going through the planet. I mean, come on. This is Elon Musk's tweet from yesterday. Is that not a potential sign from, I don't know. I looked at this and I was just like, what's going on?
By the way, there's been some serious politicians doing weird things, like posting a picture of them in a long tunnel. Which one was that? Do you remember? He ran for president.
Oh, no, I didn't see that one.
Oh, it's freaky. It was this long concrete tunnel with a very small light, and it was a silhouette of a man. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? And it says, want to go for a nice walk. I posted on my Twitter. It was really freaky. I know somebody over on DLive is going to end up posting it. But all these people have been doing these. James Comey. Dex, can you find that tweet? James Comey, it was like a week ago.
Yeah, I'll look for it. I'll be back.
He says, I want to go on a walk. It was like 2 weeks ago or something like that. It was really freaky. Techno Gypsy says, what a strange place we are at this time. Kind of like a covert conflict, and we don't know who are on the sides. You know, you're right. And it is just so absolutely amazing that all of this stuff is going on. I just think it's so wild. Now it says Wild River Preppers, thank you for the lemon. Angela 1909, thank you for the lemon. And Sanchez Reed 55, thank you. Love your new stuff. Keep making videos. Lisa K23, courage is contagious. This is great for us now. Courage is contagious. I love that. And then Kelly 2334, thank you for being here. I don't know if you sent me a package. I don't know if you were the Kelly, but thank you. There was a couple people that sent stuff, and I really do appreciate it. I'll just tell you this right now. I actually think about tearing up when I saw it. So you guys knew we couldn't find wipes. So somebody sent like 10 things of wipes. And I thought that was really, really awesome. I thought it was really, really awesome. So they didn't want to be mentioned. I really appreciate that. And just know I really, really care. Thanks. Okay, and then Stefan Diaz, Adam at Marfoogle News, the longest outro ever. Yes, it was last night. Jenny 75501. Happy Easter, light and love. DDD Big Sour, Sig Sour, thank you. Lady GT 476, Barefoot Lass, Head Like a Hole, The Only Thing to Do, Rebel Yell, Ginger Grin, The Nameless Block, G Van 365. Thank you guys for supporting us. We really do appreciate it. We put a lot of work in, so when you guys do that kind of stuff, it really makes a difference. Cutie Kitty Katrina, thank you. Paul Haggy, thank you for being here. Echo Charlie, I'm trying to, and if I miss you, I am sorry. Chris HHC, especially when it's new names and stuff, I really do appreciate it. So does Dex too. You know, this is everybody in here. Let's see. Number 2 Pencil, thank you for being here tonight. Jada D. Rascally Rabbit, thank you guys. Appreciate all of you guys over there. And then Carol L. Higginson, thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for that. Russell Bowie, Crystal J. Say acetaminate. Why would you do that, Christy J? It's Tylenol. Okay, I'll just say Tylenol. I don't want to say acetaminophen. Acetaminophen. There we go. Acetaminophen. Sharon Moore, thank you so much. His Queen 771. Shout out to my son Orion and hubby Joseph. Hey, Orion and Joseph, thank you guys for watching, and thank you for doing that as a family. I am so amazed every time that we get somebody who says, my sister or my coworker brought me in and now I'm here every night. It really is. I don't know why you guys come every night, but I appreciate it. So does Dex. We work really hard, and it's so appreciated that you guys come every night. Practically Practical, again, thanks Mar for mods. Send creator love to my YT, please. I'll check it out. If anybody wants to go to Practically Practical's channel, all you have to do is just click on his icon, and that includes in the replay with chat replay. So many of the people watching the replay can do it too. Let's see here. Trinity, Red Pill or Blue Pill, the Hi-Ho Kermit the Frog here. You got to change your name. Did you want to get in tonight, Trinity? You wanted to get in last night. I know that. Trinity has been one of my mods for a long time, so she does have... is able to get in if she needs to. Okay, let's get back to work here. So there's a lot of weird space stuff. Again, the Elon Musk thing, I think that's creepy. I really do. I want to click on the whole picture to see. You know what, Dex, the whole time I never clicked on the picture. I saw this before the show, and I didn't click on the picture. Like, seriously?
Yeah, it changes your perspective now, doesn't it? Like, this guy tweeted that yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Elon Musk.
Dude, so when you don't click on it, it doesn't look... It looks like it's flying by. Like, I thought that was the message. It totally looks like Earth is over here and that it went between the two.
That's it's just I don't know, man. Like, if the fringe is asking these questions, and then this top dog of space is putting that out there.
Look at that, guys. That is, and this is the guy who's launching an entire network, an entire network of satellites. So many so that we're going to be able to look up and see a grid of satellites. I mean, if you see that line of satellites, the train that they had, if he's going to release thousands of these things, we're literally going to have trains of weird things. It will look like something out of a disco, like these lines. It will look like a matrix grid. That's literally their plan. And then on the other hand, too, you won't be able to see the stars. You won't be able to use a telescope. Especially telescopes, what they do is they, most of the professional ones, they have a timer and they move with the stars so you can get these amazing photographs. But now when they do that, it's over time and it's a long exposure and it goes with it, is they get these lines across them. It's ruined astronomy because of all of these little mini satellites. I think this is super freaky. What do you think about Elon Musk's weird-ass tweet? You think it's just a joke? You think he's sarcastic? I don't like that this guy is sitting in the meetings of the world, like above the president. He literally sits above the president in some ways. He's richer than the president already. Do you realize that? President Trump is extremely rich, but he's not Elon rich. I'm pretty sure. Dex, will you look who's richer? I'd love to know that, actually, because we might be looking at Elon Musk for president next time around. Who knows? Earth's best telescopes have closed, but the hunt for dangerous asteroids continues. Do you see what I mean? How does it continue, but yet we've shut down all of the main telescopes? And that's almost like you're giving up, like just giving up on looking into space. It says, as CV continues around the planet, humanity's gaze is firmly fixed on the pandemic playing out around us. Meanwhile, over 100 of the Earth's largest research telescopes have been forced to shutter their doors. Is that wild or what? It says, it's the perfect time for an asteroid to strike. Many space fans deadpanned in reply. It says, but there's no need to worry about an incoming asteroid, at least not any more than usual. Despite the closures, Earth's top asteroid hunting instruments remain on the prowl for potentially deadly space rocks. I don't think that's true. Some of these space rocks that they've caught last minute or caught afterwards were caught by regular Joes. In fact, some of the most dangerous ones were discovered after the fact by a human being outside of a huge telescope with just a ma and pa kind of telescope. So I don't get that. It says NASA, and I'll say it that way. I think that they've got some partnership with Algorithm USA here. NASA funds most major asteroid hunting efforts. Oh, great. So we'll get the truth immediately. The space agency has a congressional mandate to find some 90% of near-Earth objects, or NEOs, larger than 460 feet, 140 meters. It says, as the name implies, NEOs are comets and asteroids that get a little bit too close for comfort. So, kind of like that guy on the bus that man spreads right next to you. Never have. I'm not talking from personal experience. Either way, you guys get it. If you guys are missing notifications from our show, just period, you guys need to know. Part of what we've done to upgrade our channel is to make sure that we have our own notifications. We actually have push notifications available through marfooglenews.com. Website notifications are now available. It works with most all browsers and Android. iOS is coming soon. Look for the prompt and click the bell in the bottom right corner. It will look like this once you find that on our website, or it can look like a little box in the upper left-hand corner saying, marfooglenews.com would like to send you notifications. For once, press allow. All it is when when we go live, it will instantly push a notification through. The same thing that you're supposed to get through YouTube and every other platform that says that they're going to tell you. In fact, DLive is actually pretty great about their notifications. In fact, Nikki Vincent, 1976, thank you for following. I see you out there. That is very awesome. It looks like we have close to 10,000 people watching collectively on DLive and on YouTube. So it's pretty amazing having all of you guys here. It's really awesome. All right, let's see here. So we've got Kentucky governor. That is great. Okay. Let's get over on here. And okay, Dex, can you talk about Nord while I get the phones on? I'm going to pull in our first caller.
Hey there, Adam. Yes, so Nord VPN is a virtual private network. We've talked about this quite a bit, so you've probably heard about it before from a security point of view and how it can protect your computer, your phone, and basically make it difficult for people to try and infiltrate your network and infiltrate your devices. But this can also place your network connectivity someplace else on the internet, which is really a handy feature when you think about some of the censorship and some of the lockdowns that we're seeing, in the real world. Those things are actually happening online too. And we've seen them in other countries where they're locking down a country and not allowing people to get information in or out. And by using a virtual private network, you're able to make those connections to these servers that do have that outside connection. And you can get around those firewalls that are being put up. So right now, I think it's really important for everyone to have a VPN because it is a backdoor tool, so to speak. It's one of the many tools you should have for survival to make sure you're able to get information in and out, in addition to just protecting yourself. So if you want to get the VPN and support the channel and get a good deal, you can go to marfooglenews.com/VPN, and NordVPN has special deals for the Foogle fam. You can also go to their website, NordVPN, and use the code Marfoogle. But again, that does help the channel, and it does offer a great deal for you. That's marfooglenews.com/VPN.
Thank you, Dex. Again, if you've never been here before, just to remind you, you can go to our website. It is organized by thumbnail, so you'll see this thumbnail. You'll end up clicking that. You will be able to see any of the articles that we covered here today. Not only are the articles backed up, all of our sponsors are on the right. You can go there, and as well as the callers. The callers are going to be ended up listing here by the end of this show. It's absolutely amazing. Make sure to check it out. It is a wealth of knowledge. Also, on top of that, up at the top here, you can actually see that there is different bars. You can go to our main channel of 154,000 and look through all of our videos. Our backup channel, which you might be watching right now at 114,000, you can go through all of our live shows. And then, of course, Shop or Store, Discord and Alerts, and, of course, Contact. All of our social media is up in the upper right-hand corner. That's how you get a hold of us. So, with that being said, let's get down into it. We're going to be pulling in the first caller here. Let's see. We're going to be pulling in Crowley Roley. Crowley Roley, you are live on Marfoogle News. What is going on?
Hey, Adam. Thanks for taking my call tonight. I want to thank Dex.
Absolutely.
Also, I'm hitting on my bullet points to keep this quick and concise.
Perfect. Thank you.
This capture with this. I'm a second-time caller. I want you to know that I've watched and listened since you reported on FEMA Camp 10. I had to change my name for reasons I've told Dex.
Awesome. I'll talk to him about that afterwards. So let me make sure. Let me pull up your card real quick to make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see.
I have a card in the channel, but I don't produce yet.
Okay, so you wanted to talk about essentially Bill, Mr. Microsoft. We'll call him Mr. Microsoft, and Atlas and local police fire scanner. What's going on with that?
Okay, what's going on with all three? Sure. I wanted to review what Bill said. I'm not going to say that because I know where we're at on this platform. So I'm going to refer to his, let's say his speech, the end of his speech said 10 to 15% reduction. Of population.
Okay.
Are you with me, Marv?
Yeah. It just sounded like you were waiting for me to say something. As far as
no, I was just
maybe it's a bad connection. That's what it sounds like.
Well, the connection's been well for 45 minutes. I hope it's well now.
Okay. It's just a bit scratchy.
Anyway.
So yes, we can say depopulation. That's one thing we can say.
Yes, I will be careful. So I think there's something up to with his speech. I mean, I'm sure you guys can look it up. I want the fam to know what he said about the depop for it's 10 to 15%. I think it's correct. I don't know what this guy knows, but he knows something. Then.
Yes. So just to let you guys know what he's talking about, Mr. Microsoft did a TED Talk where he talked about the world's population. He also talked about, I'll show you so you can just see it right on there on your screen. And this was 5 years ago, of course.
Right.
Now, Crowley, we're getting a lot of background noise. Are you in a car? Or are you on the top of a train? Are you holding onto the side of a plane, or what's going on?
I apologize if there's any issue. My phone's been working fine. I am absolutely in a silent room in my bedroom. I am being hit by Wi-Fi. That's it.
Okay. I've never had it this bad. Okay, so if you want to hit your next point real quick, we've got about 3 minutes left.
I apologize if there's really any connectivity issue. Maybe it's because things are listening.
I wouldn't be surprised
So
anymore.
I used to work. Yeah, thank you. May I? So I used to work for the university pieces of stuff. Rather, what can the brown do for you? They're running. I am out. 3 minutes left. Last time I spoke to you on my first interview, I let you know I was told our CV hospital was like a war zone.
Okay, I would just say what you're gonna say, because I don't think we're gonna lose people here. Just say what you're gonna say. Don't think about filtering. Just say what you're gonna say. Just get it out there. Just talk normal.
I would love to, but I wouldn't want any infraction of you. So maybe our connection's too bad, and I could call back our email.
Okay, that sounds good. What we can do is we can also get you on the D Live only shows where it's unfiltered. Sorry, you guys. But people can handle 144p. They could handle me choppy. They could handle no visuals. But as far as the scratch, nobody can handle the sound. That's pretty bad. So maybe we can clear it up. Maybe we can even try to give them a call back after the other callers. I get what you guys are saying. Sandor, you are live on Marfoogle News.
Hi, Shandor, not. Anyway.
Shandor.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Shandor. Got it.
Yeah. Hungarian.
I like it. What's going on?
There's a big delay. Is there a delay when I say something and you hear it, or I should just keep talking?
No. Make sure you're not looking at the show. Make sure you're talking to me right on the phone without the thing, and there's no delay whatsoever.
I'm just talking to you on the phone.
Yep, gotcha. So there is no delay. Just keep it going.
Okay. Well, my dad died. It was a heart attack during the time he was in the hospital for the CV.
And was he diagnosed?
Yeah. And there were people in my house diagnosed too, and they already went through it. My dad didn't take any precautions. He would go out and bring Subways home from the Subway shop, or go get a newspaper, and you know what I mean. He thought it was all a plot to bring down our friend in a big white house.
And this was recent. I'm so sorry to hear your father has passed. So you're saying you sat there and now looking back, like he was here with you a couple weeks ago and now he's not.
He was here. Well, I'm a little confused about the timing, but I think it was last Thursday when I took him in to St. Joe's. It's the same hospital my brother died in. Same hospital my mother died in 2 years ago. My brother died in Passaic County Jail in 2002 from being in a restraint chair. I think it gave him a heart attack. Anyway, I got videos I want to publish of the driving conditions around here in New Jersey, New York area. The emptiness of it is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I know.
Any questions?
No, I just I'm sorry to hear for your loss. So do you think it's strange that he had heart failure, or did he have a history of that, or?
No, I wasn't surprised because he's had lung problems, COPD, and I joked about it. He was we're two Mr. Flems, the Flem brothers, Flem and Flem Jr.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I can still joke about it because I'm partying my way through it.
I get what you're saying. Self-medication. So, well, now, there's something to be said about that as far as, I'm not going to say anything about that. And I hope that the chats in both the platforms, I hope you guys understand that regardless of what was said on the ending piece of paper, you lost somebody and you can't bring those folks back. But I'm praying for your pops to be, up there partying himself and looking down on you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like to say?
Yeah, and I
think it's great that you called in.
Prayer too. And all the prayer. I know a lot of people love to pray to Jesus. He's my God. He's my Lord. But I need extra help.
Well, Shondor, I appreciate you calling in, and I would love to talk to you again. And so let me ask you one more question. You said that other people went through that. Are they now recovering?
Yeah, they recovered.
Wow.
Nice people, wonderful people. There are tenants.
Well, thank you for calling in, and that's that is somebody actually letting us know exactly, somebody with their own story of what happened to them. So he, of course, lost his father, but it does sound like there was some stuff there previously. So that was Sean Dorr. Information will be on our website. Up next, we have In a Panic. Literally, their name is In O Panic. In O Panic. What's going on? In O Panic.
Well, I just went for I know panic, but I don't care what you say. So,
okay.
I had given Dex 2 links. One of them was about the Disney fake account showing Fast and the Furious instead, like using thumbnail with Gerard Butler, and then there's Dom and the whole gang.
Oh, and by the way, isn't that weird isn't that weird that the so normally when a trailer comes out,
totally.
People want to share it all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Not this one.
There is a bit of a connection being funny, but I can hear you quite well.
Okay, make sure to talk to me on the phone and not on the channel. Okay?
Oh yeah. Oh, I turned off eLive.
Okay, good.
And then the other thing was the video by Survival Lily that's called Why Should We Save Water? Dex has the direct link. She was talking about how the pollution now being so less, there's not that cushion to hold up the aerosols, and they're going to start to come down if we continue to have no pollution.
So exactly kind of what, yeah. So there's a theory out there, by the way, that they are doing all of this because of the climate cliff we were going to hit. Remember the 500 days until climate chaos? Most recently, they actually said that we were going to have 500 days or 12 years before we're going to go extinct or something, like basically 12 years to turn the planet around. Some think that we are shutting down everything because of that reason, to save the Earth.
Yeah. I appreciate that they're doing, and I really appreciate what you and Dex and the rest of the group are doing. I came over from Ed's Prepper Nurse 1. I found him on February 2nd, and thanks to you guys and him, I've got my family set up for what's coming up and what could come.
Yeah, we were talking about this in December. I mean, literally telling people you're going to need food.
I didn't find you guys until about 3 weeks into February, so it took me a while.
Well, I'm glad that you did. Now, what state are you in again? I apologize.
Well, I just put I know panic, like not panic, but I didn't want to put the word not. And I didn't want to put I'm not panicking, anything like that. I just needed a new name because I got rid of my YouTube channel that only had 10 subscribers, and I didn't know what a new name to pick when I joined D-Live for you guys last night.
Now, where are you from, though? What part of the country are you in?
Oh, Valley Forge in Pennsylvania.
So have you seen the effects of this, or in Valley Forge, are they taking it seriously, or are they?
Oh yeah, our county has, if you look us up, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, we blew up. We're right behind New Jersey, New York, and the West Coast. They got us, you can't go to stores and stuff, and we've only seen one officer in our neighborhood in the last month because they're all sick.
Huh.
Well, not all of them, but most of them are sick.
Let's see here.
Montgomery.
Wow, you have 21,655 cases. And actually,
yeah,
you're
that's
probably
just diagnosed.
Yeah.
Because I know people that weren't diagnosed and
got through it. Yeah, it looks like Montgomery was one of the red counties. So you guys had a lot.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot out of that that number.
Oh yeah. It seems like we haven't had any close family have any ill effects, other than a few people have a lingering cough now about 6 to 8 weeks out. But going through it, a lot of people had, all the symptoms, everything, and then after it, those couple of days that you feel good for clearing your virus, and food finally tasted better, and the world was shiny again.
Yeah, no, I and a lot of people are. I think that people are kind of starting to respect the fact that we were taking a lot of things for granted before. Now people now people know. Now, we have about a minute left. Is there one more thing that you wanted to say before you go?
Oh, sure. Anybody who can do overlay maps, I don't know how to do anything fancy like that, but look up the original vape pen issues with the cartridges that came, compare those lung charts to SARS and now this one, and then also an overlay map of where those vapes were, where those tall metal things are, and what was the last thing I had, where the, nuclear reactors are.
Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Would be cool to see.
So what we'll do is I'll actually let people know specifically. I think that is a great idea. I think somebody should do that. If you guys didn't understand an overlay map, match it up just like they did with Australia, the fires and those tall metal poles.
Yeah.
That connect us all.
Yeah.
To do that's a great idea. Well. So I know panic.
Yeah.
I appreciate meeting you and really do appreciate your call. So thank you so much.
I want to send out blessings to you, your missus, your babies, and Dex and his family, and everybody listening.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for the blessing. Man, oh man. Let's see here. Oh, we had this off the whole time. Let's see. Let's do a check. We've got almost 4,300 watching over on YouTube. We have a whole nother almost 5,000 over on D-Live. That's incredible. Is that crazy? Dex, we've got hold on here. That really is nuts. Dex, we have almost 10,000 people watching live. That's nuts.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a lot of people.
We've had around 8,000. You usually have anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000, but 10,000.
I just got to say, I love everyone out there, and I'm just so ecstatic that this many people can come together in a great way to, support one another and learn from one another. Fantastic.
Speaking of which, Running with Scissors, thank you for the $5 super chat. Love you, Adam, Dex, and Mods. Truth, yo. Glenn McCormick, thank you for following. Jack Freeman, frankly speaking, thank you for the $10 super chat. Whoever is wearing surveillance earpiece and spying on their neighbors, stop it. You just stop it. Stop it right now. Bob Tom says, come on, Adam. YouTube loves you. You show up here on YouTube, you get paid $4,000 watching, which is the most I've ever saw. Hell yeah. You get $4,000 watching. No, so we have 4,000, 5,000, but that doesn't really matter though. It says, which is the most I ever saw. Hell yeah. We actually have more on DLive. It's pretty amazing. People on DLive come over, and DLive is an amazing platform, I have to say, and we're unfiltered over there. So what we're going to do is we
set a record yesterday.
What was it?
It was 8.6 thousand people on one channel on DLive.
Isn't that nuts?
8.6 all at one time.
To put that into perspective, that's I mean, I spoke to 300 people, and that was a big speech. And then I spoke to 3,000, and that was giant. But I always think of it in terms of somebody, in a room. That's like, I don't know. You wouldn't say stadium. That's pretty nuts. Deep Fried Foogle fan. Let's see. If the incoming system wipes us out next month, I will die having been blessed with your friendship, and we'll meet you on the other side. So Deep Fried Foogle fan, we were one of the first people 2 years ago to change your name to something Foogle related, which was awesome. I thought that was so cool. Everybody loved the Foogle fam, and I thought it was so cool that you were back in the time when Jay Stone, and the Foogle's not me, right? The Foogle is the idea. The Foogle fam is the group, right? It's not me. Like Jay Stone getting the Foogle fam or the Marfoogle tattoo. Marfoogle is not me. People may call me Marf, but Marfoogle is like that made up word for what all of us, all of the people that they thought were crazy and we're actually right now. So I just think it's cool. Like, if you didn't know what Marfoogle meant, it was originally something that was like, I thought of something that was completely unique. There was not one thing. In fact, I typed it in. There was nothing that existed that even sounded like it. It had no options, and something that rhymed with Google. So easiest tagline ever is Google Marfoogle. Now, if you actually Google Marfoogle, it's literally thousands of entries of all of our social media, good and bad. But yeah, it's great. April Yaxin, thank you again for supporting us. Love you and the Foogle fam. Let us know if you need something, Marf. We are all here to help. Thank you, April. I appreciate that. And I really appreciated you guys. That's amazing, sending the wipes like that. Grant Mohike, thank you. Marf and Dex, SP1111, thank you. Happy Easter, everyone. Northern Tiger. It says, Musk is trolling you, LOL. I hope not, man. I would not want him watching. Okay, and then let's get over here. A bunch of people. Kelly2334 popped in. Thank you so much for all of the diamonds. Awesome talk show, Adam and Dex. Mods. ID Country says, love Marfoogle with a diamond. Mad Scientist, thank you, God, for Marfoogle, and it's all offshoots, and all of its offshoots. I like that. Cab7 Ben, thank you, man. That's so not necessary. Thank you for the Ninja Genie. Thank you for keeping us up to date, Adam. You know that I'll just return that. But thank you. We can pass them back and forth. Enchanted Bayou Type Girl, thank you guys for the lemons. Chicago Artist, John Kudlow, Kishara, Linda Way, ID Country, Kelly2334, Global Impact. Let's see here. Chris HXC, Go Hawks. Must be doing something right. 10,000. We love you guys. Thank you, Go Hawks. I appreciate that so much. And you must be local, right? Unless you're talking about Atlanta Hawks. I've actually said this before. I know I have. Lizzie Lou Who, we love and appreciate you all. Again, thank you, Go Hawks, for the Ninja Genie. So awesome. Thank you, guys. Okay. let's get back over to the calls. And wait a second here. That looks like. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Okay, we've got Michael. Michael, you are live on Marfoogle News.
Adam, my man, how are you today, sir?
I am good. Michael, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, considering everything. I've been thinking again, though.
Thinking again. Okay, good. That's always required for life.
Yeah, I was thinking about why aren't they selling these non-essential items? And I think it comes down to the supply chain for these things goes all the way back to the country that
China
makes 90% of it, or more than that, probably. So if they let people buy all that stuff, it's going to create a real bad optic of a very empty store, because those items may not be stocked back up like the food is. Anyway.
Oh my God. No. That is okay. So do you understand how relevant what he just said is? So yes, we might be able to survive. Maybe the food will keep going, all of that. But think about the other icks. Think about how many items in a Costco or a Walmart are made out of this country, which are not shipping back and forth. In fact, Nikki, if you're watching right now, her hubby, works at the shipyards. How are the shipyards doing? Because I'm pretty sure they're all closed down, which is pretty nuts, right? So nothing is coming in. Do we want to have like a, kind of a North Korea situation where we have the first aisle in the window look good, but in reality the place is empty? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, people might start getting upset if they realize they can't buy a garden hose anymore, Well, that might just push everybody over the edge.
And where's that stuff made? Where is that stuff made?
That's right.
That's a scary thought. So you gave me a thing here. Is this a video? Let's see.
No, this is just a Facebook page I had. I gave Dex the name of it. I don't know if he got it or not, but yeah, I just document all this weird stuff that's going on in the sky. And, some people see planets up there, and other people see alien ships, and there's always the sun halo. And is that my page? I can't even tell. Looks like it. Yeah, that's it. Earth changes into bigger sky watcher. So I just document my local stuff, and we do, I do some contrast adjustments, and you just wouldn't believe all the crazy things that I've documented over the years. Everything from the moon rolling to alien ships on film, and it's just crazy looking stuff. So anybody's welcome to check out that. All of it's mine, and none of it's, Photoshop. It's all legit. So anyway, I got a long list I want to go down. Is that cool?
Well, as long as it's quick. So we've got about 3 minutes left.
It's quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, man, we're good. I'm only 2 minutes in. I'm thinking, well, there's 10,000 people. I should get my guitar and play you a song. Be my biggest audience ever.
Maybe on the D Live show.
Maybe. Okay. So here's just a little clue. Why don't did anybody get a check yet from our relief or $1,200 check?
My wife said some people on Facebook said that they did receive one. We have not received anything. Not yet.
Yeah, we hadn't either. So I thought maybe that was a clue why they're slow with that. Maybe they're really not in a hurry if something's happening next week. But I watched your show last night, and that guy that was talking about the water memory, that was just crazy. And then I went and watched the video that he recommended, and that's even crazier. They recorded a little vial of water and then made a file of the recording, sent it on email, and then recreated the virus somewhere else. It's insane.
So, yeah, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, go to the caller that called in last night, and it's talking about water memory that can literally have something. It's insane, and it actually backs up a lot of the things that they say about spirits and things sitting in water, like rivers having spirits congregate around them in some towns. like the one in California where the whole town is haunted, because the water has physical memory. It's crazy. They're scientifically proving right now that, that water has memory, and that's just nuts. Water is the building block of life.
So that means that if they have the sound file for any particular thing, if there was only a way that they could beam that out, I'm not really sure what that could be. I have no idea. Anyway, moving on, Marv. Elon. I'm confused about Elon and his satellites going up, because I look at Tesla, man. They sent up this Tesla car with Tesla man in it, and the CGI Earth behind that is just ridiculous. It's 100% fake. And I look at his candlestick rockets that land back down on the tail end, and that's 100% fake. That's CGI crap. And then you look at his Starship. Look at Elon's Starship. Have you seen that thing?
It looks like a
cartoon. It looks like a space shuttle that's bloated. It looked like a trash can when it exploded. That's not a Starship. That's something that was designed by a high school shop class. It's ridiculous.
It looks like a Bazooka Joe
thing. So this is a guy we're
Yeah.
talking about. This is a guy that's going to make Skynet? Is he serious about that? I don't take Elon serious. I think it's all a big joke, and I guess it's just a cover for the secret space program that we all know is out there, that people forget to remember that all the time, and they look at Elon's big bulky Starship.
His BFR, his big effing rocket. That's literally what he called it.
Yeah.
The guy's a smart ass, but he's.
Oh yeah.
Some people like him, some people hate him.
That he put out, that picture you put of the thing going through the Earth. Oh my God. Anyway, hey, another thing, real quick before I go, I want to know why somebody's not putting the P1000 on this thing they call Venus. Because I took some pictures of it, and my old junk phone would actually took a picture of it, and then I put the contrast, and the thing had ears and a face, and then the next one had a little planet to the side of it. So
okay, what he's talking about too, by the way,
quality cameras, right?
Yeah. So the P1000 is the super zoom Nikon. There's a couple other cameras that do the same thing in Canon, but take pictures of Venus with your telescope and camera or your I would love to see those pictures, because I've been seeing a lot of weird stuff from Venus, and I have looked into it, and they've said that even back into like Jimmy Carter days, Jimmy Carter actually, they said that he thought that Venus was a UFO, but it ended up being a mislabeling of Venus, because Venus goes through these cycles and is brighter than the moon sometimes. So I don't know if I believe that, but as far as like Venus now, it seems like out of nowhere, it's the brightest thing in our sky. It has been for months, and I remember when I first saw it, I go, "Is that the North Star?" And then I'm thinking, "Wait, no, that's North. What is that?" And I freaked out, and then they're like, "Oh no, it's just Venus."
Okay, one more thing. There is a channel on the old YouTubes, and this is a crazy man, and his name is Angry Catfish. And this guy, he was the first one I saw document the actual moon roll that we've got going on now. And he is saying some things that are really unbelievable. And he's laying it all out in a way that's just like, Angry Catfish, that's his name. So if you want to get shocked, you can check him out.
All right.
I think that's all I got, Adam. Man, thank you, and thank you, Dex. I love calling in and talking to you. I want to every day, but I'm restraining myself. So I like calling rap tonight.
Oh, well, hey, thank you, and we appreciate your call, and we appreciate you watching as well. So thank you so much. That was, of course, Michael, and man, oh man. Absolutely nuts over there. Let's see here. Over for YouTube, Indigenous Kiwi. Thank you for the 777. Water is alive. It has spirit. My native ancestors probably told my non-native ancestors that long ago. Drink good, pure water out of copper cups. Indigenous Kiwi, that just sounds good right now. Like a really nice ice cold copper cup with fresh water. Kathleen Gabel, thank you so much for supporting us as well. Bones and Tubbs show. Please shout out your greatest supporters, the Bones and Tubbs podcast. Either way, I would. Anyways, Bones and Tubbs show. Make sure to check it out. I just love the name too. Jack Freeman, thank you so much for supporting us as well. Thank you for all of the supporters over on YouTube. We are actually going to take some more calls, or at least a few, but we're going to do it unfiltered over on DLive. So what's going to happen is I'm going to do my normal shoutro, which is not an outro. It's not a shout out. It's a shoutro. It's basically where I say thank you to all the people that matter most, you. But I will be continuing to go on to DLive. So DLive will not cut out. DLive is going to continue to go through the shoutro. The only difference is that YouTube will end. So for my YouTube audience, I appreciate you. DLive is, of course, free. You can join us over there for the last few callers. But for those of you that can't join us, thank you for joining us today for the show. And once we get over there, I'll be able to say whatever I want, and I'll be able to explain why we're doing that. But yeah, you'll get that here in a second. All right, let's see here. Boom, boom. Got that set up. Thank you guys. Thank you all. YouTube, they are looking like they're going to biz ounce to the mounts. If you guys want to support us, there are many ways. Patreon is one of them. They are all going to be scrolling through. I appreciate each and every one of you. Now I will be playing some stupid music I made myself with my little mouth and my little looper. Love ya. What is up, DJ Blaster, Equine Prepper, and I appreciate Sandra, American Jank, Thomas, Red X Jackson, Bruce Wayne, I appreciate you, Luis Martinez over on YouTube, Rusty Butt Austin, thank you, Ulrich Lemus, thank you for that very cute super sticker. I appreciate the support. And make sure to put on earphones if you would like the best quality shoutro.
Dave, I've got that Susan Donahue. I've got Evan Seven like keepers on Nigel's View. I've gotta bring it back with T-Bory. I'm gonna bring the Linda W. right on back. You already know
That's it, cheese with the letter W. Gonna bring it back, and you already knew with the A to Z. Formerly AZ, y'all. I'm a way of being, I know I tears, y'all. Hey, deep fried Foogle fan, thank you for being the man. Hey, James again, thank you for putting out Greenland. Adam, it's me, Tommy 7572, thank you, Chandra, for being here every single day, every single show. At least I thank you, man. Gotta bring back with the pivot and flow. I'm about to do back, and you never ever go.
I love the way that you walked all the way through. Rebel Snuffle, gotta bring it, gotta do it, and now we sing it. Remember, if you would like to go over to D-Live, that is where we will continue to be live after the outro. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Twisted Tats, Frank Lee speaking, and Watch a Man. I thank you, 1983, and Twisted Tats. And a big shout out to Nikki Vincent. If you are still watching, I appreciate you. All right, let's see here. To all my love. I just want to thank you all for being here, Sippadoodles. I appreciate you. Over on the D-Live side, don't worry, your screen will be on very soon. It will be on. And we will continue. This is a chance for Dex to use the restroom. Because he's that old. I'm just playing. It's usually me. I wanna throw fly. Call me back, boy, when we know how we die. I miss intuition, gotta bring the intuition. And the equine pepper, gotta bring the peppers. I'm about to go back with the Julie Day. I'm about to go with that Glenn Day. With the night of me be Jules and the rest of everybody never be a fool. I'm about to say damn rocks. I'm about to go cut, hot, hot. Oh, doesn't matter, J-Zone 78. CJ plays. Gotta bring it back like it's a brand new day. Like it's a brand new day. It's like a brand new day. Oh, yeah. Oh, is that what it is? They said they wanted cowbell. There's your cowbell. I'll be hitting it back and coming back with the Willie Murray and the Cedric at that. Thomas Red and the Jackson. Gonna bring back now, we packed it with action. Alice J, hey, hey. Frankly speaking, in the Nanny, yes. Gotta bring it down. You gotta bring it down. You got to say hello now. You got to go back around and you know you will see it. Cowbell, you've gotta have cowbell. You've gotta have cowbell. You know the cow. Ty Mac, thank you for coming. Twisted Tats, I appreciate you. And remember, Rip Curl, you are the man. Softball Mom, you are the woman. And Seahawks rule. Duh. Of course, more cowbell. You've got to hit it just like that. You got to bring it. Nobody back. Whoa. Yeah, you've got to bring it like that. You know that we've got to say it's no way ever you'll go. You've got to bring it right back. You've got to go back and say, you know that it's like that. You know that we've been bad. Softball Mom, I Mobius Gifford says happy Easter, bring it right back down. I just wanna go back down.
You got to bring it right back. With the Cherokee moon and the Wayne Lupin, I'm about to go through like I never go school it. I gotta go back down like I always do it. Like I gotta bring it back like that man, Mr. Vaughn. Mr. Vaughn Lou James. Got an old close say with the no way. But of course with the Q in the middle. Cause that's the 17 that you got up middle. Thomas Red Jackson. Gotta bring that Cherokee moon action. Oh yeah, we gonna be packed in. Doing it all day, gotta say always.
La la la, la la la, la 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 la.
Thank you to my mods, J Stone 78. Not an ounce of hate in that woman's heart, and she always takes part. Just like every single day, we got a friends like Smoky Mountain Gal and CJ Blaze. Gotta love them, yeah. Save yourself, sheepo, softball mom, Summer Ellis, and the Wade Lou Blind. John 3:16 and the Glenda Snyder, they all know me. Walter Cardwell says, is this live? Does that answer your question? Revo Snarfo says keep a conscious mind. Does that answer your question? Me saying something, Wendell, are you there? I think his name is. He's the layman. No, I'm just kidding. Walter Caldwell. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Walter. Are you still there, Walter? You better be. I'm coming for you, Walter Caldwell. 8:28 p.m. Pacific time. Have a good night, guys.
You want to know what's going on? What's
We'll be
really
right back
going
over
on?
on the
When it
line.
happens, go to marfuglenews.com and get Marfoogle alerts along with a Discord invitation where you can find your local state group and get together with the Foogle fam. You'll find fast friends where you'll share prep and intel, and there's even special groups for former and current military. But don't try and steal the valor of those who have really served. It won't go well for you. The Marfoogle fam is waiting for you.
Wow. Did I just travel through some sort of leak in time? There's still over 1,800 people over there on YouTube, but nobody's there. We'll just turn that off real quick. All right. It looks like the chat is right there. I'm going to turn that off right now because all the people that come in afterwards and say, Marf sucks. Bam. 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 All right. Everything's back to normal.
Everything is back to normal now, I think, right? Are we good? I think we're good. All right, back to getting serious.
Sorry. My bad. Okay, now that we got all the people over here on D-Live, we can say whatever we want. I just don't swear anyways, but that's okay. Bam, bam.
All right, guys. Let me switch mics real quick. All right. What is going on, guys? We are back. We're going to get our next caller in here. Without further ado, is Jay Pizzle.
Adam, can you hear me?
Jay Pizzle.
Hey, Adam.
Yes. What's going on?
Hang on, Jay. Adam, let's make sure we're clear on the other channel before you continue.
Are we still on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay. Glad we checked. Let's see here.